You said it doesn't look terrible, right?
No, he like gave it
That one. All right. What's up? What's up? Entrepreneurial Hippy here, Bree Perez. We are in day 3 of shooting. We're in Silver Hill, Maryland, Suitland. I'm here with my boy Hcarter.
Hey.
He was and still is in my mind the celebrity, and please forgive if you see animals floating through the screen, you know. But he was the celebrity of our high school. This man was the best rapper in our whole school. Like, I knew who he was by name before I even met you, man. Like, everybody knew who Hcarter was.
Thanks.
And he had this one song. Everybody knew all the lyrics. We were just talking about it earlier, man. I knew, like,
a lot of sense
because I don't make sense. I knew all the words to that joint before. I won't even admit to y'all how much I listened to that song. But he's decided to come forward with us and help out with the self-love project. Much love to you, man.
Yep.
Definitely appreciate that. So we're going to go through. Y'all know how this goes by now. We in day 3. So I'm going to be asking you a couple of questions.
Right.
I want you to be as honest as you possibly can about it. Because if you don't, that kind of defeats the purpose of me asking these questions. Because keep in mind, this is a suicide awareness prevention project. And by doing that, you got to be honest, you know. Keep it 100, keep it a stack.
Honesty is my thing. I got it.
Yes, I believe you. Let's go ahead and get this going. So our question 1. How do you feel about yourself? And you can go as into the wild blue yonder as you want, but we're going to bring it down so that we can focus it in on one sentence, because that'll be most helpful to how we're going to go about this.
Okay, one sentence.
Yeah. Or go out as much as you want, and I'll help you refine it to one. So let's go.
How do I feel about myself? Okay, one sentence. All right. I love myself.
Okay. So if we were to phrase this for you, you'd say, I feel that I love myself. So why do you love yourself?
Why do I love myself?
Yes.
Because I'm a good person. I'm talented. I'm good at what I love to do. And I feel like it's going to take me far. And I love people. And that brings positivity back towards my way. Yeah. And that makes me happy too. So I feel like
reciprocated.
I feel like I'm worthy to be loved. So yeah.
So is that true?
I believe it's true.
That's what's up. Shandy, what's his name again? Say it for a crowd voice. Termarmu. He's a lover boy.
Let's call him Moo.
It's Mr. Moo right here.
Playful though.
So you said it's true. So
yeah.
Give us some peaceful reasons to keep this thought that, you know, I feel that I love myself because I am willing, or I am worth being loved. What are some peaceful reasons to keep that thought?
Some peaceful reasons for me to keep that thought is because if I didn't feel like I was worthy to be loved, I probably would feel worthless in a way.
I feel you.
And that would get rid of my peace.
Yeah, that would definitely, I feel like that would give anybody any reason to just be completely outside of themselves.
Go your own.
Oh, he's acting, he's like, nope.
I'm gonna give you some of this.
Right. There he goes. Oh, there's the cat. All right. So, what type of person do you think you would be if you didn't have that type of thought about yourself?
I would probably be depressed, lonely, even though I spend a lot of time alone, but every time I'm around
There's a difference. Yeah, there's a difference between feeling alone and being alone. There's a big difference.
Yeah, definitely. Because when I'm alone, I mean, I enjoy my time alone, but whenever I'm around people, I enjoy that too. But I would feel like even when I'm around people, I wouldn't be happy, you know?
I feel it.
That's probably how I would feel.
So it's really important to hold on to that thought then, because like that's this type of stuff we're steering away from. Any type of mental dis-ease in the mind can actually cause something physical. Yeah. You know, so if you resonate with that thought, like, you know, I applaud you for that, because a lot of people don't think like that. You know, they really don't.
It takes a lot of meditation to slowly build your way up to that way of thinking, you know.
Definitely does.
But you can definitely make yourself believe it, especially if you put facts into it, which there are facts if you didn't know, you know.
Most definitely.
That leads to that way of thinking.
So part 4 of this question, and this part isn't necessarily even a question. It's more about the turnaround. And the turnaround is where you take your first initial idea and you turn it on its back. So it's like it's the opposite of what you originally thought. So for you, it would be like, I feel that I don't love myself because I feel as though I don't deserve to be loved by other people. And this, like I said, is supposed to be finding your truth. So with the turnaround, what you do is you take your original statement and you flip it on its back, and then you decide which one is more true for yourself. And obviously for you,
yeah, you basically laid it out right there.
Right, you know, so I mean that obviously would not be the case for you.
Yeah,
you know,
pretty much.
So I mean that was a great first question. That was definitely a great first question.
I like it.
So number 2, when do you feel the most love?
When I feel the most love is when I'm spending time with my family or my friends, and we having fun, having a good time. You know, or if somebody does something for me that I didn't ask for, like, you know, they gave me something, you know, things like that.
So you feel the most love when you're surrounded by other people that are close to you?
Yeah.
And when people do things for you?
Not all the time. Not like if I want to do something on my own, and then people like, you know, try to, you know, treat me like I don't know what I'm doing. Not that kind. But like if somebody, but like if somebody offered me something, you know, or,
you know, out of the greatness of their heart, you know, like that.
You said what?
Out of the greatness of their heart.
Yeah, out of the greatness of their heart.
Yeah, that's what's up. So, do you really know that that's a fact? Like, do you really feel the most love when you're around those type of people, or when you are surrounded by that type of environment? Is that when you feel the most love?
Yeah, I do. But I think love is not just what you do; it's also what you don't do. Yeah, there's things, you know. So basically, love is a broad concept. You can talk about it all day, but I'm gonna simplify it. I'm basically just gonna say, people do a lot of things to show me that they love me, you know, and I recognize it, the big things and the small things. I recognize all of it, and all of those things make me feel love.
That's what's up. So would it be limiting yourself to say that you only feel love in those circumstances then?
Oh yeah, speaking of everything, big and small, things that you do and things that you don't do.
So would it be true?
Yes.
That you feel the most love when you're surrounded by people?
Definitely.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So give me one peaceful reason to keep that thought.
One peaceful reason to keep that thought is that if you do not have the ability to recognize that somebody loves you or that people love you, that's going to make you unhappy because you're going to feel unloved, you know.
But is that the most important thing though? Trying to find love through other people?
No. And that's exactly the question you needed to ask me, because we needed to go there. You got to love yourself first.
Yeah.
Definitely. Got to love yourself. I mean, I don't know if y'all believe in the Bible or not. You don't have to, but you got to admit this makes sense. The Bible says, love others as yourself. I mean, that makes sense. But one thing,
to be able to love others, you got to know how to love yourself.
Yeah, how can you love others if you don't first love yourself?
Yeah.
You know, it's logic.
Straight logic. All right, what type of person do you think you would be if you felt like you felt the most love through other people?
What type of person would I be if I what?
If you felt like you didn't feel love, or you felt the most love through other people, what type of person would you be if you didn't feel the most love from other people?
Well,
if you couldn't rely on other people to feel that love, since that's where you feel it the most, what type of person would you be?
I would still have that spark inside of me that loves myself.
Yes.
And that would keep me going, actually. You know, because me personally, I can survive without the love of others, you know, because, you know.
So would that really be where you find the most love then? If you were to not have the most love from those people, and you just said, like, if you find the love within yourself, you're straight, is that really where you find the most love then?
That's a good question. Do I find the most love within myself and with other people? I gotta think on that.
Go for it.
Because I do believe in selfless love, loving others. But I do believe that you do have to love yourself too.
Right.
And you cannot love others as yourself if you don't first love yourself. So I guess it's supposed to be equal. Like you love yourself just as much as you love other people.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I think it should. This is just a basic outline. I might come up with a different conclusion later, but right now, this is what my conclusion. It should be equal.
Nah, I feel it. Because like what we perceive as our reality is literally just a reflection of what we think about either ourselves or just how we think.
Yeah.
So I can definitely relate with that whole loving equally, because you can't really love people more than you love yourself. I mean, you can definitely love yourself more than you love people.
Oh, yeah.
But I can see the balance in that.
I think it can go up and down. Like sometimes you might choose to do something that shows that you love somebody more than you. Sometimes you might do something that shows that you put yourself first.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's anything wrong with it going back and forth like a wave or something.
Yeah.
But like as long as it stays, for the most part, neutral.
Stays
like
consistent.
equal. Yeah.
I feel it. Because I just know for me, man, like if I were to sit with that whole wave thing and I start appreciating and loving other people more than I start to appreciate and love myself, it gets painful.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
it gets
you gotta do it for the right people. That's my opinion. You gotta do it for the right people.
But sometimes you don't always know who the right people are, and that's what makes things so bad. you know?
That's true. It can get painful. Like you're making yourself vulnerable. You're putting yourself out there to be hurt when you love people more than you love yourself.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta love yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you can have something to come back to when that wave goes up and somebody chop that part off and you gotta go back.
I feel
basically
that.
speaking. I think they know what I'm saying.
Nah, I know what you're saying. And like I said, like y'all heard me say, this is not for them. This is not for me. This is for you. So if it makes sense for you, that's all that matters.
Oh,
that's all that matters.
Makes sense.
So the turnaround. The big moment. So the turnaround for this would be, I don't feel the most love when other people love me or show that they love me.
Okay. I don't feel the most love. I can't even remember exactly what my answer was. That's why I'm just having a hard time.
No, you're good. You were like, I feel the most love when I'm around family and friends or when people do certain things for me. So the turnaround would be, I don't feel the most love when I'm around friends and family or when people do things for me.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
So does that sound truer to you than the first statement?
I mean, they don't necessarily have to do things for me in order for me to feel love.
Yeah.
But as long as, I get to spend time with them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, I feel it. How are you feeling?
Huh?
How are you feeling with these questions?
I like them. I love them.
I love them. That's what's up. That's what we're here for, is all love, man. All love. So, we're getting a little deeper now.
Okay.
What is the biggest burden you are carrying with you right now?
It's my biggest burden.
Yeah. Like, I am carrying this with me because...
1, my anxiety.
Okay.
2, financial struggles. That's about it.
All right.
My anxiety and my financial struggles.
So I am worried about my anxiety and my financial struggles. Why?
Why am I worried about those things? Because 1, my anxiety almost killed me. 2, well, I'm tired of struggling financially.
Ain't we all? Aren't we all? So, is it true though that your anxiety and your financial instability right now is a burden to you?
Yeah, not as much as it used to be, but yeah, it's still a burden.
But emotions are just warning signs, and anxiety is an emotion.
Yeah.
It means there's time to take action,
True.
So is that type of anxiety, like what type of anxieties do you deal with? If you don't mind, I ask.
The type of anxiety that I deal with, well, the type of anxiety that I've dealt with, because it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be.
Right.
I guess it's in the area of fear, because I I was like a super religious truth seeker for like, what, 4 years?
Okay.
And eventually, like at around the end of that time, I fell into something I don't even want to talk about, but it caused cognitive dissonance at first. That lasted for a little while. Then it turned into anxiety, and the reason why is because I believed that no matter what I do, I was going to burn for eternity after I die. That belief, and I truly believed it. Yeah, I truly believed it, and that belief created like this overwhelming amount of anxiety inside of me.
Yeah.
And it lasted for months. And eventually, I decided I was going to kill myself. I was like, yeah, I can't really find any way out of this feeling.
Yeah.
So this is the only way I can get out of this feeling. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna kill myself. So I set a date on the calendar, what day I was gonna kill myself. I set another date on the calendar, what day I was gonna tell my family and all that. And so I had it all planned out. You know, I knew how I was gonna kill myself, everything. But then, you know, as I continued to research, because I'm a thinker, I can't stop thinking. So I just continued to research, you know, trying to figure out other ways out of the problem. But then one day I was just chilling and it went away. So that was like, I'd say what, 6 months ago, I think? It was months ago, that's all I remember. But it's been a while. It hasn't come back since though. I've been good ever since, but.
So
yeah.
honestly, could you say your anxiety was a burden? Because apparently it's what made you decide to, that fear made you do the research, right?
No, the fear didn't make me do the research. I just love to seek the truth. I still be doing it, but like.
But apparently you didn't think that was true. Because if you did, you would have just stuck with that thought.
Of course, what I originally believed before I became a truth seeker,
right.
I was curious about what I believed in, you know? Like, is what I believe in really true? Yeah. That's when I got into the whole truth seeking thing. I got real deep into that. Yeah. And, you know, I was in there for years before I hit this one particular problem. And I fell into this one little problem, and I went downhill ever since then. But I'm good now, like, you know, I'm back up. Yo, I've been having good times, you know. There's no anxiety, for real.
That's
know?
what's up.
Yeah.
And like I said, like, when we get these feelings, it's a call to action, you know? And, like, I feel like without you even realizing it, like, that was your call to action, was to keep looking for things. Like, because this can't be the only answer, you feel me? Like, yeah. This really can't, and that's what brought you out of that. Like, it may have just been one day you woke up and you were fine, but it was a process behind that. It didn't just happen overnight.
I can't even explain how it went away, because nothing changed about, you know, what I believe and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part.
Yeah.
Until just like a couple weeks ago, my beliefs changed a little bit. That might keep me from falling back in there, but
yeah,
for a long time, it was gone while my head was still the same way. I don't know. It just mysteriously went away. You can like attribute it to God or whatever, because I did. You know, I prayed and all that.
You gotta have faith in something.
Yeah,
especially with thoughts like that. Like that's terrifying.
Yeah.
That's enough to keep anybody up at night, you know?
Oh yeah. Tell me about it.
Well, with that, what would one peaceful reason be to keep the thought that anxiety is a burden for you?
One peaceful reason?
Yeah.
That anxiety is a burden for
you. If there is any. You know? And please don't feel like you have to answer that question. Like, if there is no answer for it, just be like, there is no peaceful reason. Or if you find a peaceful reason, go ahead and let me know, you know?
I honestly don't. I can't think of a reason.
So what type of person do you think you would be if you didn't think that your anxiety was a burden for you?
Well, the fact that I couldn't really deny it was there would be like me in denial, I guess.
No, I'm saying if it was completely...
If it wasn't there at all.
At all.
Okay, I probably wouldn't even understand people who have anxiety, not that much, you know. But, yeah, like, hold on, what was the question again?
What type of person do you think you would be if you didn't feel like anxiety was a burden?
I'd probably be a person who's not understanding towards people who do have anxiety. You know?
So you'd be more of an empath, somebody who can feel for other people.
Yeah.
Because you have people who are sympathetic, and you have people who are empathetic. People who are sympathetic are the ones who, you know, they show sympathy. You know, I feel bad. I'm sorry that you're going through that, but they really have no connection to that. But
yeah,
somebody who is an empath,
that's basically what I would be, like, empathetic, basically.
So empath would be like you be able to feel where they're coming from.
Yeah, like what, anxiety? Come on, man.
You got this.
Yeah. You good? Have a drink, you know.
Have a drink. We don't want to throw people into alcoholism, though. So let's turn that around. I feel that my anxiety is a burden was your original statement. So your turnaround would be, I don't feel like my anxiety is a burden.
Yeah, that would be my turnaround. I don't feel like my anxiety is a burden. I don't even think that would be possible to say. But
I feel you. There are ways around it, though. And, like, if you really, like, when you get into those feelings of feeling anxious, what we do as people is we tend to react when we feel these emotions rather than trying to understand where these emotions come from. So the whole thing is, like, when you're in the moment, if you can even get a chance to just be like, wait, why am I feeling so anxious right now anyway? You get to the base root of it. And then you exactly come to find out that, you know.
That's what I did. Like, you always got to find the problem. Like, if you say, I don't know the answer to the problem. Like, I don't know what the problem is. I'm just anxious. You should just, like, sit down and just try to figure it out. Because the solution to the problem is not medicine. For real, for real. That's my opinion. The solution to the problem is the solution to the problem, you know. And you can't find a solution if you don't know the problem, you know.
So you found the solution without even really realizing it for your anxiety back then. But what do you think would be your answer for your anxiety now? Because you said you do still feel it at times. It's been a while, but it's obviously still there.
A little bit, just a tiny bit. Nowhere near as much as it was before.
Yeah.
But it's on and off. Like, it barely comes. But, like, yeah, man. Like, I honestly don't know how it went away. I don't know. I have no idea. It just went away mysteriously. But I know it has something to do with me shifting my thoughts and facts and logic around something. Like, it has something to do with that. Because it didn't just go away for no reason. You know?
Of course not. It's a lot of subconscious work that was going on. Yeah. Like, your mind was working. And we were talking in the car earlier about manifestation, you know. You bring things alive. Obviously, something inside of you did not want to feel those feelings. And so it went to work. Yeah, without you even realizing it.
Basically,
it solved the problem for you. But that doesn't mean that it's still not up to you to be able to try to eliminate that all the way. And things take time, you know. Things take so much time. It takes so much time. But, yeah, so we're going to bring it back up. Anxiety is not a burden for me compared to the first statement. Is the first statement more true than the second statement? That anxiety is a burden to you?
No.
So anxiety is not a burden to you?
My bad. I meant to say yes.
It is a burden.
Anxiety was a burden for me.
Was a burden. Yeah. All right. Got you. So let's move on to the next one. And this is actually the last one. So, this is the one. This is a free-for-all. You can get as rowdy as you want to with this. Or as, like, you know, just go for it with this. But what is the most egotistical thought that you have about you or the people around you right now? And I mean, if you need an example, you know, I can come up with a few egotistical things I'm thinking about right now. You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna need an example.
So, like, one thing I'm dealing with right now, I know I told you in the car, this week has been hell for me because I'm going through a lot with somebody that I was on and off dealing with for the past year and a half. And, like, this week it was kind of final that everything is done. So, like, something that I would say that would be super egotistical is I hate this bitch because she ruined a year and a half of my life and put my life at risk multiple times. So for me, I would be like, is this true? No. Because I don't hate anyone. I don't have the capability to hate anybody. What type of person would I be without this thought? I wouldn't care what she does, you know? Like, what she's doing is what she's doing, you know? That has nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with me to begin with, you know? A peaceful thought, to keep that, there would be none. And my turnaround would be, you know, I don't hate her because she didn't put my life at risk. If anything, I put my life at risk, you know, because I make my own decisions, you know.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Okay,
I just came to a little clarity for myself.
The egotistical part about that, what you just said, was basically the bad thing about.
Yeah, like I hate her because she's a bitch.
Okay.
She did this and that and the third. Like, I was throwing everything on her, basically.
Like, I've been through brokenheartedness before. I mean, I've been through it bad, but I don't hate anybody though. Yeah. Like I'm over it. Like that was years ago.
Yeah. Like I'm a hippie, man. I don't got the capability to hate anybody.
I love everybody, but like if I had to say something egotistical about anybody, I don't know. I don't really. I guess because I don't really see people much. I don't really come across problems with people like that. Mm-hmm. But I don't really have nothing against anybody, you know.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. So that's like an unanswerable question then? I
guess, yeah.
Alright. I mean, that's cool. That's definitely cool. And like I said, this is finding truth for you, you know? So if, you don't have egotistical thoughts or any judgments about anybody, because like you said, you know, the Bible says not to judge.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, in reality, that's what we do. You know, we're people. We judge. We make judgments. You look at the sky and, you know, you're like, the sky is blue. That's a judgment, you know? But what we need to learn as people,
there are good judgments and there are bad judgments.
Exactly. And we shouldn't judge each other. You know?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
The bad way.
In a bad way.
Well,
we can judge, but just
because you can't help but to judge. I mean, we analyze everything.
Yeah. Judgments and analyzations are all basic. So.
Yeah.
No. So has this helped you at all? Like, at all?
I would say.
And if it didn't, be honest, you know?
Yeah, I'm about to say, I would say, like, if I was still going through what I was going through.
Yeah.
This would.
Yeah.
But it kind of, like, just helped me just, you know, express myself, which is what I wanted to do.
Right.
But, and, you know, help other people, you know.
Of course. That's definitely part of it.
Yeah.
And you know, with these methods, you can literally use it with anything. Like these 4 questions that I've been asking: is it true? Do you really know that it's true? What type of person do you think you would be without this thought? Or what is a peaceful reason to keep this thought? And the turnaround can be used for anything. Literally anything. So if you happen to run into anything in the future, like before it gets as drastic as it did before, just keep these thoughts in mind. You know?
Yeah, those are good questions. I like those questions.
Yeah. Like, you're an amazing dude, man. Like,
Thanks.
You really are. Like I said, man, I knew who you were before I even met you. Like, that shows your importance, man. I'm telling you. And this man got an EP coming up. You know?
I'm working on an EP, you know.
Got a little something. Go ahead and check out his YouTube, all of that. Cause you still got your YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got that super famous song out. Man, when I tell y'all, everybody in my high school was singing that joint all the time. Like, this man had the most official music video. Everything for this one song, man. Like, I'm telling you, it was straight greatness. He is still straight greatness. I don't know why we're talking like this is the past. This man is still straight greatness.
I mean,
you know? So, you are. Don't even do it. So, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Today, we do have multiple people coming in. This is the first time I've been able to say this whole project. Each location, we've only had 1 person coming in. Guess what? Today, we got 4. So, we're going to go ahead and take a short break while everybody gets ready. We go ahead and resonate a little bit. You know, we be hippies for a second. We go ahead, peace, love, happiness, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
So, we'll be right back.
Peace.